Well, hey gang, how you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet here in La Paz, Baja, Mexico, for the dates of the 6th of September through the 13th of September 2024. Wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us, and if you like what we're doing all these years, please do us a big favor, give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, if I look a little bleary-eyed, if my voice looks a little shot, it's because it's early in the morning here, and it's dark outside, and we're waiting for a storm to hit us. It started out as Invest 9E, or whatever the weather folks call it, and it was just going to be a little bit of rain, maybe some thunder showers. Didn't really think much of it. The winds looked like they were going to be okay, well enough to fish. Well, it's turned into Tropical Storm Ileana, and although it was supposed to be raining by this time, it's dry outside, but the rains are going to start, and I know it has started raining in Cabo San Lucas this morning, and it's raining over at Bahia de los Muertos and Las Arenas, where we normally fish. And we're expecting anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain to come down. So it's been a hectic evening. I've been up pretty much most of the night checking websites. I've got about 7 flights of folks that are supposed to take off this morning and try to get out of town, get out of Cabo San Lucas. And I've got another 7 or 8 people that are trying to come in from the U.S. And we've been checking their flights. Are they delayed? Are they canceled? Is the airport even open? What's happening with the weather? How fast is this storm moving? It gets pretty crazy. Oh, on top of that, can't go fishing today. The port is closed. It's been closed since 10 o'clock last night. And as I just mentioned, over at Bahia de los Muertos, where we push our boats off over there, big waves were already starting to hit yesterday afternoon. The wind was already starting to kick up. There were some rollers moving in from the south. This isn't a hurricane, but it is a tropical storm, and we're expecting winds anywhere from 30 to 60 miles an hour, something like that. So not real favorable to fish. Had to tell a lot of folks that we're really anxious to go, obviously, that today didn't look like we're going to be able to get out, and that's very disappointing, not only for them, but for us. We like to keep everything going, and I know you've been watching my fishing reports the last couple of weeks, last couple months, actually, and it hasn't been really good. In fact, it's been one of the worst fishing summers that I can remember in about 30 years here. And then the last couple of weeks, maybe last 10 days or so, it's been getting better. I've been trying to keep it on the down low. I haven't published a whole lot. My last fishing report, I kind of said, well, it's getting better. It's not great, but it's getting better. But I was trying to keep things on the down low. I didn't want to jinx anything. Maybe it was just an anomaly that we were getting some fish all of a sudden. Well, I just didn't want to raise anyone's expectations then to come down here and find out we're only getting 1 fish a day again, or bonito and the water's all green. Well, let me tell you, hang on. Take a look at the fishing gallery that's following me getting off the video here. Again, I'm sorry my voice is kind of shot and my eyes are kind of going in and out right now. But the fishing has been the best in the last week. It's been the best that I've seen all summer. Over at Las Arenas, I got to tell you, we're getting limits of Dorado. Some days the folks are getting 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. They're saying, we got all the Dorado we want. We're going to chase something else. The roosterfish are biting. There's been some very, very small tuna at the south end of Soralvo Island. But again, they're really, really tiny. They're small. They're about, I mean, who ever heard of 12-inch yellowfin tuna? The fillets, if anybody brings them, are about 8 inches long. But the Dorado bite has been really, really good. There's schoolie fish in that 5 to 8 pound class, which is great fun, especially for many of our first timers, beginners, and families. And then there's some nicer bulls out there in the 20, 30 pound class as well. And they're biting. This is the first time we've had this nice bite of Dorado going on. And like I said, roosterfish are still here. They're not the big mows that we've been getting earlier in the season, but the fact that there's even roosterfish here at this time of the year is pretty cool. There's some small 5 to 10 pounders, but also some 20 and 30 pounders, which gives folks the opportunity to finally maybe get one off the bucket list. Baits have been really, really small. I mean, they're like 2, 3 inches long, but it's still working on these fish. For our La Paz fleet, maybe not as many fish, and there have been some, some boats do better than others. There have been some up days, some down days, but it's definitely been better than it has been all summer long. Most of the boats are getting at least 2 to 4 Dorado. They're losing a couple more, but the billfish have picked up again. Yesterday we had, let me think, I think we had 2 marlin on, had 2 sailfish on. All of them were released. The day before, we had a marlin and sailfish. Neither could be released. The day before that, we had 7 billfish hookups, including about a 400-pounder that they fought to the boat after 2 hours, and then it broke the line right at the boat. A couple others that threw the hook, but the billfish have gotten more active again, and we're also, like I said, seeing more Dorado. So very, very encouraging. So I don't know what this storm is going to do. Very often for a day or two afterwards, it can still be windy, and it might turn the water over a little bit depending upon how strong the winds are and how rough the ocean gets, and if the cold water comes up and if the waters get dirty. But very often after a storm, it washes a lot of debris in, especially if there's a lot of rain. It washes a lot of debris in from the land, so there's trees and trash and grass and all kinds of stuff out there, and that becomes very, very good structure for the Dorado to hopefully remain. So maybe we'll have a day or two that are going to be a little bit off, but fingers crossed that this is just, like I said, a little bit of a bump in the road as far as the weather is concerned, and the fishing will take off again. I'm sorry this is really short. I'm really trying to get some folks to the airport this morning. I'm putting notes on their doors. I'm driving all over town. Like I said, I've been up pretty much all night checking websites, looking at flights and looking at the airport and whether it's going to be open or not. So I'm sorry this is really quick. Stay tuned. Check out the fishing gallery. Hopefully things are going to be better, and hopefully by the time you come down, it's going to be back to excellent. You take care. Thanks again. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. God bless. Take care of each other. We'll catch you next week.